Okay, so I kind of wanted to film like a sketchbook tour thing, but I don't know how long this is going to last because my phone might die, or someone might get home, or it's probably going to run out of storage, so also ignore how many things is balanced on because I don't have a tripod and I'm filming this on my phone, so it's literally on 4 sketchbooks and like a million other things. Anyway, so this is the front cover. It's yeah, I don't know, I just covered it in stickers. And I will show you the side, but it's got my name on it, so it won't. So front page, I've got like this envelope thing that I've got things. It's not finished, but I wanted to film it anyway. Put some stickers in here and just things that I might want to stick throughout. And then I put, I always put in when I start the sketchbooks and how old I am. And that's a picture of Gerard Way because I'm emo trash. This first thing is when I got it. Yes, I don't know, not a huge fan of it. I'm probably gonna try to go through this quite quickly, but I also could be quite slow, so who knows. Anyway, inspired by song Boys Don't Cry by The Cure. Don't know why I wrote big at the beginning, regret it. Anyway, I like doing lots of creepy stuff, but you probably won't see that much in here. I do a lot of things with song lyrics in this book too, and I've done a lot of like stylized portraits, I guess. It's what I like to draw basically, so yeah, and I just got some new pens. I don't know where they are, so I would show them, but yeah, that's what that is. That's a song called Girls by Kellen Red. Very good, very homosexual. Some moths, and I don't know if you can see it, but it's like gold ink, so shiny. Yep, that's a common theme, something that I decided I hated, never finished. It could be better. I don't like this page either because I just really don't like this like pastel colour theme. This I obviously didn't do for the sketch, I just stuck it in because I'm trying to fill up all the pages. This one I like, but you can't see it very clearly. It's like a, I don't know, I'm really bad at drawing profiles, so I was doing one to practice, and yeah, I started with the background and then I just drew something over the top. This one, I cut out these things from a really old magazine because I really like watercolour landscapes, one of my favourites, so I've written the artist's name at the top, credit to her, check out the artist, and so they were like photos of her sketchbook, so I cut them out and made little booklets to fit through so they'd all fit on one page. That one's my favourite, and then I just cut out what it said about her method. Yep, this is something I started painting in gouache, didn't finish because I didn't like it and it just didn't turn out how I wanted it to, and I need to practice more with gouache, so, and then I wrote, I don't know if you can read it, it says sometimes things don't turn out and that's okay, and I kind of regret it though because I really like this photo and I wish I could have not done this over the top of it, but it's too late. This is just a quick pencil portrait I did of Vic Fuentes from Pierce Vale because emo trash, and he liked and commented on it. Sorry about that, my phone ran out of storage, surprise surprise, so I don't know how long this will last before it runs out of storage again. I have to go back and go through delete more stuff. Anyway, moving on. This is more creepy stuff. This one really irritates me because the head is like not, you can probably tell already, but the head is not really big enough, and that's really annoying. Yeah, that's graphite, but this paper is really too smooth for graphite, I guess, so didn't turn out great, but I like the watercolour bit. And this is something I've been doing a lot more of recently, is like using dip pens and Indian ink, so that's what this is, and the background is just watercolour, I think. This is another song lyric thing. So here's really where I started using both sides of the page. Definitely worth it. I've decided this is what I like to do. Yeah, so you'll probably see a lot more of this in the rest of the sketchbook, like on both sides. Yeah, I'm gonna try to speed through the rest of this, even though I haven't even got to the stuff that I like yet, because my phone's really running out of storage and I'm running out of options for deleting stuff, so yeah. Anyway, so this is from, it's Hayley Williams, because Paramore is my favourite band, because emo trash. Anyway, it's from the song Hard Times in case you can't read. Yeah, and that's done with ink pen and just some like these, like, I don't know, markers ahead lying around. This one is from a song by Honey called Vowels, and then this lyric is from The Divine Zero, I think. And I really like this side. I hate this side because, like I said, I forgot that this paper is way too smooth for graphite, so this really just didn't, it just doesn't look good at all. So I said, aiyaa, I forgot that this paper is too smooth for graphite. So that's a little reminder. Every time I look back I just feel disappointment now. This page is when I started to like really like the spreads I was doing, so I experimented. I'd never drawn a ballpoint pen before, but I actually really like it. Yeah, so this is a 5 seconds of summer lyric, because I'm actually just secretly 12. Not really, but deep down I am. Yeah, so it started off just this, and I added some watercolour, and then I decided I wanted to just like make the page sort of one big thing, I guess. So yeah, I used some Posca pens to just draw. I really like this octopus dude. I haven't named him, but maybe I will later. This is just some, I don't know, sketches. This is from a photo shoot of Andy Warhol. I really like his work, and yeah. And also I was thinking about the David Bowie song while I was drawing this too. And again, just some more creepier things. This page I'm not too fond of, actually. It says Sat in Silence, Living in a World of Noise. I'm just going to stop saying what songs these are from because it's a bit embarrassing, but anyway. Yeah, this one turned out well, and I tried to capture the same aesthetic for these two, and I feel like it just didn't, something's just not quite right about them, so yeah. And also I decided to color it in the entire background yellow, and that looks terrible, so yeah. But I like this. I did a really quick architectural drawing where I didn't use an eraser and just sort of scribbled it, but I actually really like how that looks, so I did some more right at the end of what I've finished so far. This I can explain. My Romance had literally just announced that they'd returned, and I was very excited, and I'd just gotten tickets, so this is from my favourite one of my favourite My Chemical Romance songs, and this I painted an Indian ink. I actually really like this hand, and this I just printed a whole bunch of photos and collaged it on. But now this page is all satisfyingly stiff. I don't know. This is actually my favourite pen drawing that I've done. Yeah, I think I need to work on bumping up the contrast sometimes when I'm drawing though, so like the shadows on this side of the face was in shadow, but it almost doesn't really look like it because I didn't, yeah, I'm a weenie and I'm always too scared to put the shadows in as dark as they are. But these ghost things, I was pretty surprised that this is the first appearance that they make in this book because I literally draw them everywhere. So yeah, this is something I drew in class, and it took like 10 minutes because I was really bored, so you can see it's on a school book. And I just, I don't know, scribbled in the background, I guess, and that's, I took some photos of my eyes and drew that in about 2 minutes too. So this side of the page took me about a week, and this took me about 10 minutes. This I also don't really like, but I had some shoes, and this like tissue paper came in the shoebox. And so I stuck it to the background, I guess, and just drew some quick portraits in Posca pen, but yeah, it didn't really come out how I was wanting it to. This one is from the shoes. That's from a vintage store that I visited in London ages ago. And then I stuck this on. I didn't really know what I was going to do with it, but then I decided to just do some gesture drawing. So these two are the worst, and I think this one definitely came out the best. Yeah, but I'm slowly getting better at drawing like a line of action. This one I don't mind, except for this leg, it's just not quite right. So yeah. Okay, so this is the I need to move my hands page, and it's for when I want to draw, but like I feel like I need to draw, but I don't know what to draw or anything like that. So it's just for like scribbling and getting my hands when I feel like I need to fidget, basically. And it's also, I've used it to like test out things, how they work on this paper, or test out which materials are better, so I did that with a lot of watercolour pencils, and I discovered that they work really well on this paper. So that's a fun experiment, and there are lots of like little smiley faces too, because that's just what I tend to draw when I get bored. This is something that I did with my friends in Japanese class when we were bored. I don't know if you can see this. Yeah, essentially a bunch of off-brand Pokemon, so like Wooper, that's a coughing, ghastly, Tongue, I think, Bellsprout. Yeah, so we drew Pokemon from memory. I won't go through them all, but it's a bit of a disaster, as you can see. That was supposed to be Mudkip. This is actually one of my favourite pages. I just drew these all. I think I took a lot of these next few pages I've been doing like practicing my speed, so for freehand portraits. So I just did these in coloured pencil, and I took probably no more than 10 minutes on each one. This one's my favourite. That one's a bit average, but I like this one too. That's not supposed to be hair. It's supposed to be like some weird tentacle thing on a head. I don't know. I just felt like drawing that, so I did. But I think that one turned out really well. And then I just drew some eyes because, yeah, I need to just fill the page and I didn't want to draw any more faces. This one, I know that's not the word that's supposed to be so, but I really like Ben Platt, and he did a cover of Vienna by Billy Joel. Really good song. So yeah, I had some extra space on this page, which was more, just more quick portraits. And I feel like these ones didn't turn out as well, except for this one in the middle. It looks the most rushed and like the most scribbly, but also it captures the emotion, I think, the best out of all of them, so that one's my favourite. This one, see, Ben Platt, because I finished watching The Politician, it was really good. And then I just did some birds really quickly, like scribbled them with, that's just acrylic paint, and these were dip pen and India ink. This, I just stuck a piece of like paper bag on it, and it was just in black and white pencil. I did some more quick face sketches. That one is probably my favourite. These ones probably took a bit longer and honestly aren't as good as the first page, but that's okay. That's more creepy things. This one's probably my favourite spread in the whole thing. This is my favourite drawing in the whole thing, I think. It's just acrylic paint, and it's pretty scribbly, but that's, I don't know, I just really like it. Yeah, so they're just face silhouettes, and I painted some, I guess you could call them eyes. I don't know. And then I outlined them in just red colour pencil. This one is a page that I didn't finish. I was just watching TV and doodling, so I was going through Pinterest and just sketching like 2-minute sketches of things. I might fill this up later. This I did in Copic marker. I felt like doing something in marker that was sort of more sketchy and not as blended as you usually see, so I did this one first, and then I came back in and did this one in just black pencil. And I wanted to try, I've been experimenting a lot in the sketchbook, so I use like different textures, or yeah, I tried to use a different texture to shade the skin, and I really liked how that one turned out, so I might try some more things like that too. This one I'm not as much of a fan of, but I think it was worth a try. This one, I painted this because this went through to the other side, so I covered it in gesso and just painted clouds, but I don't really like painting clouds that much, if I'm being honest, so it didn't turn out great. And then this side, I just covered it in lots of different styles of clouds, I guess, but I actually got some fun paint. I don't know if you can see it on camera, but it looks clear, but then when you put it in the sunlight it turns bright purple, so that's pretty cool. I finally needed an excuse to use it, and this is the last page that I've done, so I'm still working on it. Yeah, so it's going back to, yikes, somewhere in here. This, I took this style and drew it, but then I painted in some of the red with ink, and I sort of lost all the pencil detailing, so I went back over it with black Indian ink, and I really like how it turned out, quite like an illustrative style, I guess. And this one I haven't finished yet, but it's a lot more detailed and a lot more difficult than the last one, so yeah, that's all I've done so far, and I might film like a time-lapse thing when I actually finish this, or like film the rest and add it on at the end or something if I can be bothered, but that's my sketchbook. Yeah.